It's Sunday morning, and every decent man and woman is listening to Test Miles with Nick Miles on FM News 101 KXL. Buckle in.
Hell, Sunday morning, it's time to talk cars for the next 60 minutes on your weekly automotive radio experience, Test Miles. It's a radio show that's all about cars, trucks, and SUVs, motorhomes, motorbikes. In fact, if it has a throttle, then we're in love with it. I'm your host, Nick Miles, and let me introduce the people in the studio this morning. Our Test Miles team includes Misfits, Rapscallions, Ne'er-Do-Wells, Sean Walker, Old Man Brad, Oli the Viking Volvo seller, I wanted to say killer for some reason there, and Zhenya, our intern. So, what's on today's show? We'll talk to Mitsubishi about their new Outlander, a 7-passenger vehicle that starts at under $23,000. Peter Clover is in studio today from Mobile West. Mobile West have moved to a luxury location and now have a high-tech, high-end new home. And we'll hear from Gian Cadiz at Alfa Romeo. He will join us to talk about the 4C Spider, and also about Alfa Romeo coming back to America in a big way. We've got some news on that. So this is the part of the show when we talk about the cars that we've been test driving this week. And let me start off basically with that Alfa Romeo 4C Spider. Got to go down to Mazda Raceway. It seems hard for me to say Mazda Raceway when I'm driving an Alfa Romeo. Most people know it as Laguna Seca, but it's officially Mazda Raceway. The 4C Spider, S-P-I-D-E-R. And I asked specifically, why is Spider spelt with an I? And they said because a German manufacturer spells it with a Y because they think they're special. There's no other reason than that. So they said we spell it the right way. So a two-door convertible sports car. It's very, very quick in handling, sharp on the corners, and lots of fun. Loud engine noise. It's that sort of thing where you change down just to hear the engine pop. Very easy to get in and out of. It's somewhat of a harsh steer because it has no power steering in a parking lot, but when you're traveling down the track at 130 miles an hour, you don't have to moan too much. It has a 4-cylinder turbo in it, 237 horsepower, very light aluminum and carbon fiber frame, and all the other cars that it competes with in that aluminum and carbon fiber frame are, let's think, the 918 Spider, which is almost $1 million. So it is actually $63,900, but they're only going to make 1,000 4Cs for the United States. So you want to snap yours up soon.
Are they actually going to be numbered?
Well, they are always numbered on the VIN, but I don't think they'll have special numbers elsewhere on the car. 34 miles a gallon, by the way.
Are they all Spiders? Or are they
no,
have
so the Spider, which denotes the convertible, it also has a carbon fiber roof that can slot in. The interesting thing about it is it's only, I think, 28 pounds heavier than the regular car, even when they take the roof off and with all the stiffening because of the carbon fiber.
So I have a question. I mean, it technically is a Spider, but it's kind of like a hard top like the Vets, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a T-top.
Is there a place to actually put the top, or is it...
Yeah, in the trunk. It has compartments in the trunk.
So they do have a spot to place
in the trunk. Well, it would actually be under the hood, but it's at the back.
Okay. As long as there's a spot and not you have to leave it at
because
the
it's
house.
a mid-engine, you have to call it a hood, I guess.
A bonnet.
A bonnet. Very confusing. I've also been driving the Infiniti Q70, a 4-door, full-size sedan hybrid models. It is affordable economy car in that hybrid version. Numerous tech safety features, strong crash score, stiff ride. Love this car. I've been driving some of its competition, but clearly feel that the Q70 is one of the best in the pack. V6 engine. It has a long wheelbase version as well. 3.7 litre V6, a 5.6 litre V8, and a 3.5 litre V6 are your choices. Now let's talk about horsepower. Everything from 330 up to 420. 7-speed automatic, rear wheel or all-wheel drive. About 26 miles a gallon is the best you're going to get out of this vehicle. 34 if you get the V6. And that's in the V8. So what does it compete against? BMW's 5 Series, Mercedes E-Class, Audi A6, Acura's RDX, lots and lots of different cars. I keep looking at luxury full-size sedans because I like them. I really like this class of car. But there are some really expensive versions of this car out there. If you go to Germany, it seems that we pay about $15,000 to $20,000 more for a German application of a luxury car. Do love them. Nothing wrong with them. Just... it's hard to make the choice whether you should buy Nissan, which is the Infiniti version, or Lexus version, or Acura version versus the Audi, BMW, and Mercedes. It's a difficult choice because Now, they are slightly different, but at the same time, $15,000 is a lot of money. $49,850 starting price. Sean, what have you been driving?
I've been driving the Lexus RC350 F Sport, and I can't believe how many looks I actually got driving this car. It's a fantastic vehicle. My only complaint about it is now that I feel the rest of the Toyota and Lexus lineup needs to compare themselves to this vehicle. I enjoy driving this vehicle more than actually the LFA. It's comfortable, the styling, you sit inside and it looks like a complete cockpit, jet engine cockpit. Everything's angled slightly towards you as the passenger.
Yeah, so you sit low in this car and it has a high center console, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you do feel very much like you're very sleek down, lying flat.
It's just an awesome vehicle. I mean, the handling on it's great. It comes in two engines, the 3.5 liter V6, and they have an awesome 5 liter V8 that has almost 500 horsepower. And so basically, 8-speed automatic, comes in a rear wheel and an all-wheel drive system. Gets 28 miles to the gallon, but we're not going to say what I got because I was having way too much fun in this vehicle. I think I averaged maybe 15 miles per gallon.
Wow, you have got a lead foot. Ow. Is that my leg?
What is that?
It's my microphone's down, sorry.
Yeah, I do have a little lead foot, but this car was so easy to drive and comfortable. I absolutely love it. Its competitors are the 4 Series Coupe, Cadillac CTS, and Audi's S5. Basically, this car starts at $42,000, and the F Sport model that I was driving is $54,000. I think it's a steal for what you get because you pull up at a stoplight and people just start taking pictures of the vehicle.
That's needless to say also the great improvements they've made on the design of their vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, this car is just stunning the way it looks and actually sticks out.
All right.
Good.
I
love it.
I loved it too. I think it was a good car. Brad, what have you been driving?
So I, too, had a full-size hybrid sedan, but this was the Toyota Avalon.
All right.
And for $20,000 less than your Q70, I think I could have a few El Gaucho dinners for the difference there.
But the difference is I don't know if it's a luxury sedan because Toyota technically is
light.
Luxury-esque.
Yes.
So technically, Toyota are a non-luxury. What do you call a non-luxury brand seems such a mouthful. Not so nice. No, it doesn't work either.
But driving this car, it doesn't feel tremendously like not a luxury vehicle. You get in and it is what it is. And you get in and you immediately realize this is a Toyota. It's not going to tear your socks off. But you could drive it for 15 years and probably not have to do much of anything. It's high quality.
Without changing the oil.
The startling thing is that and I think we talked about it last week with the Honda Accord, it gets 16 miles to the gallon better than its V6 option on this vehicle. Wow. And it's only $2,300 more. So it doesn't take, I was trying to do the math, but I gave up earlier today, how long it would take you to make that up, but let's just say not very long. There's not dramatic changes for 2015. In 2013, they had kind of a reshape to make it a little bit more interesting looking for people under my age, which is under 70. But
I think that's all our ages.
Yeah, I think
We're
so.
all under 70.
But for 2016, they are going to have a little bit more aggressive look to it. You're not going to be disappointed for 2015. So it starts at about $36,600 for the base model and you can fully load it up to about $47,000. But the one I tested was tremendously equipped for 43 and was a great option.
Yeah, I do love that car myself, the Avalon. That's it.
Other than I am getting used to their Entune system. I know it's your favorite.
You're the only one. The rest of us can't handle it. I think Toyota announced they're going to go with Ford's system next year or the year after or something. Or they're working together.
Is that Microsoft based?
It used to be. Now it's no longer.
Okay.
It's their own internal thing.
That's right.
Entune. Maybe out of tune system. All right, Test Miles at FM News 101 KXL. Coming up, we're going to talk Mitsubishi with Alex, who is the head of PR for Mitsubishi, going to tell us about the new Outlander. Also going to find out about what's happening to Mobile West and their new location. They've moved to a high-end new location on MLK. And we'll find out about the Alfa Romeo 4C Spider. Plus big news from Alfa Romeo that's going to change all of our lives. This is Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.
It's Test Miles on FM News 101. Test Miles, like NASCAR, but with one right turn. Testmiles.com.
I feel like with this music, I should be wearing like a very oily like vest. And I should have like oil on my face, and I should be like taking some parts of a car off or whatever. Welcome back to Test Miles on FM News 101 KXL, Portland's automotive radio show from our studios in downtown Portland. For Test Miles 24/7, please go to our website, testmiles.com.
All right, here's our first fact of the day. There's a car manufacturer that's had an unparalleled 7 consecutive and a total of 12 wins in the dark car rally, and that's Mitsubishi.
Yay!
Dark car?
Yeah, the dark car.
You can
rally.
only drive a black car.
The car. All right, Mitsubishi Motors' origins date back to 1917 when Mitsubishi Shipbuilding Company introduced the first Mitsubishi Model A, Japan's first series production automobile, an entirely hand-built 7-seater sedan based on the Fiat Tipo 3. So Mitsubishi have been in the 7-seater game for a long time. They have just revealed their new 7-seater, which is the Outlander. They are very good at making a lot out of small spaces. It's no surprise that delivering a 2016 7-seater in that Outlander. And joining us on the phone is the gentleman who is newly appointed public relations manager for Mitsubishi, Alex Fedorak. Alex, talk to me about the 2016 Outlander.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Excellent.
So, yeah, the Outlander is quite a vehicle. As you said, we've got a long history of building three-row vehicles. And actually, this one is the most affordable three-row vehicle in the segment today. So it's quite an exciting car.
Now, you have a completely new DNA for this vehicle as far as exterior looks are concerned. You've been teasing us for the last 2 auto shows, showing us some sort of exterior designs that may come. And with this the new Outlander, you've really sort of stepped it up to the next level.
It's really great. It goes back to our heritage, the dark car, if you will, the car rally. And we're taking some of the design cues from the Pajero, the Montero, as it's known in the United States, and going back to that heritage and say, hey, it kind of stands for something, for the brand. And so the new Outlander, the 2016 Outlander, is the first vehicle that's going to feature that design change. But you're going to see it immediately in the 2016 Lancer. You're going to see it in 2016 Outlander Sport, and it's even going to find its way into the lowly Mirage.
The Mirage, by the way, I was a big supporter of the day it came out because I saw the niche market there, and you guys, I think you initially said about 7,500 in the first year, and it ended up being about 16,500, right?
It's pretty incredible. Yeah, it's about 16,600. We did about 3,500 last month, and it's a car that automotive journalists love to hate, but the public love. It's fitting a really strong niche. But to get back to the Outlander, we're really excited about this vehicle. It's a nice turning point for the brand. There's more than 100 improvements that have been made over 2015. It's quite incredible.
Now you also have a pretty outstanding all-wheel drive system as well.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I'm an ex-Subaru guy. You might remember that. And so I've been around all-wheel drive for quite a long time. And when I joined Mitsubishi last year, I was like, how good could it be? Well, it's excellent. It truly is. It's really adaptable. In the Super all-wheel control system, we have 4 modes of operation that just throws the traction all over the vehicle to where it needs to be at the best time.
And also, one thing I noticed when looking at it, a lot of times you get these entry-level 3-row, 7-seater vehicles that are all sort of very, very basic on the inside and cloth, but you have full leather options on the inside, you've really upped the materials, great infotainment system, and that giant subwoofer in the back as well.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. That Rockford Fosgate system is quite amazing, over 700 watts of power. So you can listen to your tunes at levels that are guaranteed to annoy other people if you so wish. But, that being said, the one of the first things you'll notice when you get in the 16 Outlander is how quiet it is. The acoustics are incredible. You might remember earlier I told you there's over 100 changes that have been made to the vehicle. 31 of them were made just to make the vehicle quieter and noise, vibration, and harshness. So when we did our event in San Francisco, I would say that's the number one thing that surprised everybody, that how much quieter it's become. We reduced the cabin noise by something like 4 decibels, which is it's incredible. It's almost like the decibel scale is equivalent to the Richter scale. That 1 point makes a huge difference, let alone 4 major points.
So let's talk about that third row. That's always a very sticking point in a lot of these vehicles. You get a third row in the back of a vehicle and you can't actually get anyone in there. How much space is there back there? Is it comfortable enough? I've seen the second and the first and second rows very spacious in there. Is there anything left for that third row?
Yeah, there is, and I'm 6'2", and I'm not made for that third row, if I can tell you right now. It's an occasional use seat. It's for kids, but you'd be surprised how many people buy the vehicle just because they know it's there should they need it. Most people will collapse the third row, and those headrests come off, and we have a storage compartment below the floor for them so that it doesn't intrude on cargo space. So, and then also the second row is a sliding row so that you can adjust the legroom on the second row. So it's quite a comfortable car. When you get 7 people in it, they're friendly with each other for a time being, and for sure, it's a vehicle that it's an occasional use 7-passenger vehicle, but it's going to be used mostly as a 5-passenger.
Now, 2 engine choices as well, Alex. You've given us the option of a 4 and a 6-cylinder.
Yeah, the 4-cylinder's been around for, quite a long time. It's got 166 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque. The 6-cylinder is, I think it's one of the only V6 left from a Japanese car company, at least in that segment. 224 horsepower, 215 pound-feet of torque. Great engine, but I think one of the big things where we surprised everybody this year was with the 4-cylinder, because we made some changes to the CVT transmission, and we reduced power loss by 26%. That's phenomenal. It's almost like putting a turbocharger on the engine. That's how much of a difference it's made in its performance.
All right, let's talk about the important parts, price and availability as we come to the news.
Yep. So the price is $22,995. That means we lowered the price by $200 over the previous year. And availability, it's on sale later this summer, late July on the West Coast and early August on the East Coast.
Excellent, Alex. Thank you so much, and thank you for introducing us to the new Outlander, and the Outlander Sport, of course, on sale as well. But the Outlander coming to dealers very soon, and 100 new different changes on that vehicle. I'm sure your local Mitsubishi dealer will be happy to put you in one for a test drive. Alex, you have yourself a good Sunday. Thanks for spending it with Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.
Throw it in neutral and coast in with testmiles.com. Favorite us, tweet us, friend us, love us, all at testmiles.com.
Live from our studios in downtown Portland Sunday morning, this is America's Car Radio Show. We'd like to thank you for being part of the Car Nation. We have a Facebook page. Please visit Test Miles for interesting videos and new car information.
Here's a fun fact you can impress your friends with. In 1930, the Galvin Corporation introduced one of the very first commercial car radios, the Motorola Model 5T71.
Brad had one, I think.
I think he did.
I think he wears.
He put it in 2 different cars.
2 different cars.
Yeah.
One of our partners on the show is Mobile West. They have been around since 1975. Peter Clover from Mobile West has taken a trip into the Test Miles studios this morning to tell us about his fabulous new location. If you want to see it for yourself, all you have to do is go to their website, mwpdx.us, and they have lots and lots of pictures there. I've been browsing through them this morning. How's business, Peter?
It is
speechless. You're speechless.
A little bit speechless this morning. It is day 14 in the new building.
Day 14, and you're still alive.
Day 14 at the new building. We're still alive. Yeah, we've moved 6 blocks from the old location. It's 2111 Northeast MLK. It used to be the BMW dealership back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Right.
Much larger facility. We can now display all the things that we do.
Right.
I know that sounds funny to say it that way, but the last location we've been in on Broadway
It was very small. I mean, you had that sort of secret underground garage.
Absolutely. But
on
the
top it
showroom
was small,
space to be able to, I mean, it looked like the only thing you did was audio.
Right.
Now we've got full dedicated marine displays, driver safety, DVRs.
I noticed also from your website, I can book an appointment online.
Of course.
I didn't know we could do that with you.
Well, we've evolved. That's the finest way to phrase that.
We like evolution. Car audio and electronics is what we know you for. But you're also doing this now, mobile phone integration.
Of
You have
course.
that displayed?
Absolutely, because, you have a high-tech piece of equipment in your pocket that can do many, many, many things.
Right.
It needs to work in your car.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. The times I've spent in putting money into the car for standalone systems where I could integrate with Apple CarPlay or with Android Auto, you can do that now. Also, I like the idea of the integrated radar systems.
Oh, absolutely.
Sean needs one of these, by the way. No, Sean does not. Yeah, Sean does.
Sean needs
he does.
more than one of these.
Sean can start 15 minutes after me from Seattle and pass me within 20 minutes.
Perfectly normal.
Just one day, I'm going to get a phone call at 3 a.m. His one phone call will be to me. Can you go and bail me out of jail?
Maybe, but I try to avoid cops. But I don't speed that much.
All right, kids at home, do the math on that. If a car is leaving Seattle at 60 miles an hour.
So also now we have integrated mobile video and navigation systems.
Of course, because if you think about it this way, if you have a 5-year-old car, your navigation system, if you bought it from the dealer, is completely out of date.
Right. And probably you don't have Blu-ray in the back. You can stick Blu-ray in the car.
You don't have, your smartphone doesn't work with it. It doesn't give you Google Maps. It doesn't give you live traffic.
I'm wondering if I put Blu-ray in my car and then showed pictures of bones, whether the dogs would be much quieter. It was just an idea.
That is a good idea.
It says on your website, integrated safety systems. Is that bars on the window? Keep the kids in?
No, actually that's talking about, we finally, aftermarket, we can do visual recognition systems that will let you know if you're too close, if people are moving across the crosswalk, that if you're departing your lane. I mean, all the modern safety systems that, yes, you can pay lots of extra on a brand new car for, we can do to the car that you already own.
And this segues quite nicely into Acura just had a recall this week on their integrated safety systems because it's supposed to automatically brake if you're in cruise control or if something's in your path and the car was coming to a complete stop in the middle of roads, there wasn't anything in front of them. So maybe if you don't have those systems installed, you should have a good one installed from Peter.
Absolutely.
Mobile West. Window tinting, car wrapping.
Oh, of course. I mean, change the look and feel of your vehicle. Both, window tint is a good thing to keep your interior that you have.
Especially after temperatures of 95 degrees in Portland the last couple of weeks.
Man, it's been crazy.
It has been crazy. Very true. But also,
very hot.
So window tinting you do for safety and you do for security. And so that, I don't need to have sunglasses on when I'm driving. That's a beautiful thing.
I did it.
Those of us that have to have glasses.
I did it strictly for aesthetics.
Lots of people
just didn't want people to see your kids.
No, I think the car looks better. The car looked better with tinted windows than it did before. And
hey, Peter, Oli just bought a speedboat. You could do marine audio for him.
Oh, of course. Well, the beautiful thing is at the shop here, we've got a full marine display.
You hear that, Oli?
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
As well as
tunes in your boat.
Yeah, most days we even have a demo boat on site, so
I
you
can
can
see
listen
his
to
brain
it.
working like I'm never going to get through that through the missus.
Right.
She's not going to allow me to put an audio.
Oh no, you have to.
Talk
It's
to
not
Peter.
optional. See, boats, music in your boat is critical because being on a boat is about having fun. Music is a huge part of having fun. You could go have a party on the water. That's the entire reason.
You know what's going through my head is mixed tunes for boats. What would the mixtape be like? What boat songs would you have?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to. I don't have a boat mix yet. I've only had a boat for a week, but I can put together a boat mix.
It could be anything from
I know your interior of your boat is 40 years old, but you know that Peter also does custom upholstery.
I know. I know it needs carpet. I mean, first thing I think it needs is a tune-up. I don't know if that's something that you want to get into. But
yeah, we've got pictures on Facebook of a 30-year-old Mastercraft that we just restored. Redid the interior, redid the carpets, even redid the electronics on it.
Nice.
And the guy that owns that boat he's like, people come up and ask me all the time. They know it's an old boat and it's fantastic, and
Right.
they just want to know how to do that.
I think actually Oli's boat is in fairly good condition leather-wise, but you need new carpet, right?
I do need new carpet. And in 1975, there was no stereo, so it's something we'll have to explore as well.
We'll fix that as well, but no leather in a boat.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's not
No
leather.
leather.
It's a vinyl.
Vinyl,
marine-
right?
yeah.
Because if it
marine-grade
gets
vinyl.
wet,
Yeah.
right? See how much I know
Absolutely.
about boating? Zero.
Nothing.
Zero.
You're a car guy.
I know. Well, I'm trying to branch out. I'm doing my my motorcycle course this year, and maybe the boat will be next after the parachute and hang gliding.
Yeah, do you do any motorcycle stuff? I mean,
yeah.
what can you do to motorcycles?
Integrated
See,
radar systems, security systems, leather seats.
I hope I'm not going that fast that I need a radar system in it. That would be
Well,
frightening.
it depends on what motorcycle. Motorcycle audio as well. We have a full line of waterproof power sports audio. It's
I
meant-
mean, a little motorcycle, I think.
well,
Circus one.
And wait, so the mixtape would involve clown music
Yeah, maybe.
for the motorcycle?
Motorcycle mix.
it depends on whose motorcycle, right?
Right.
Everything from your Harley Davidson to your Ducati to your, classic Virago.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I could possibly live with that. All right. So the new office, the pictures are online. You can see them there. And
Absolutely.
tell us how we
And
get hold of you and what the address is again.
The new address is 2111 Northeast MLK.
And-
One stoplight north of Broadway.
Excellent. MWPDX.us, Mobile West PDX.us. Full car service. Everything you want, from a shiny inside to a very acoustically perfect inside, and everything in between. Peter, thank you for coming in again.
Thank
As
you.
always, thank you for supporting Test Miles. When we come back, we're going to talk Alfa Romeo 4C Spider and the future of the company. Something big just about to happen. You're listening to Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.
It's Test Miles on FM News 101. Test Miles, like NASCAR, but with one right turn. TestMiles.com.
Live from our studios in downtown Portland on a Sunday morning, this is America's Car Radio Show. We'd like to thank you for being part of the Car Nation. We have a Facebook page, and you can go there for lots of interesting stuff on the show.
Hey, Nick, here's a fun fact to impress your friends with. President John F. Kennedy owned a Alfa Giulietto, thank you, Spider.
Yeah, President Kennedy had one, and very interesting because Alfa Romeo automobiles, Italian manufacturer, they were born on June 24th, 1910. And I will be in Milan, Italy on June 24th, 2015 to celebrate 105 years of the company. This company has been involved in racing since 1911. Just a year later, it was owned by the Italian State Holding Company for a while. And between 1932 and 86, when it became part of the Fiat Group, in February 2007, Alfa Romeo brand was transformed into the current Alfa Romeo automobiles. Now it has great racing heritage, and it still has that DNA today. And I spent the best part of last week at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca, driving the Alfa Romeo 4C Spider. And joining us on the phone is Gian Cadez from Alfa Romeo. Welcome to Test Miles, my friend. Tell us about this brand new car and why we are excited about it.
Good morning, Nick. It's great to be on. And yes, it's an exciting time for us at Alfa Romeo. This is the second car that we've introduced now to North America, the first being the 4C Coupe, and now our open-air 4C Spider. So here we have even more exhilarating driving performance with the open-air freedom, but we retain what everyone seems to love about the 4C Coupe, the race-inspired performance, advanced technologies, and its seductive Italian design. So just in time for summer, the 4C Spider is going to be available across our more than 120 dealers here in the United States, and it's coming at a great time because right now we can't even get enough coupes into market. The car is extremely hot as it is. About 17 days on lot at the most. We've seen turnaround as close as 4 days. I mean, there's deposits out there. The Americans are very excited for Alfa Romeo's return, and obviously when they see these cars on the street, there's a big want.
Now let's talk about you answered like my first four questions there with good information. Let's talk a little bit about the weight. This vehicle is ultra light.
That's correct. If the coupe wasn't light enough at 2,465 pounds, the Spider is only 22 pounds more at 2,487. So here we're both under 2,500 pounds for both vehicles. Extremely great power-to-weight ratio. And because of that, how we were enabled to have such a lightweight car is extensive use of Formula One technology. We look to our partners at Ferrari and Maserati to help construct this car. At the very core of the car is a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, so it's a one-piece, you can say, carbon fiber tub that it's 7 times lighter than conventional steel and 3 times stronger. It obviously gives us the rigidity that we need both for the coupe and the Spider. These are track-ready cars, no question about it. And obviously being this light gives us the agility on the track, gives us the supercar-level performance that we're looking for. And at the same time, the car is extremely efficient. Instead of a big V12 behind the headrest that you'd find in some of the other supercars on the market, here we only need a 4-cylinder. And it's a turbocharged engine with 237 horsepower, but it's enough power to get the car to 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. So, we're not sacrificing anything here when it comes to performance. We're just taking it in a different direction, showing how efficient you can be with, advanced technology. And here, this is technology that, would otherwise cost over $1 million with some of the other marks on the market.
Yeah, I looked at the 5 cars that actually meet the same criteria as this, and some of them are like $1.2 million. It's just unbelievable. 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. That's actually about half a second faster than 911, if I can remember rightly. Let's talk about the DNA switch. There's a DNA switch in the car. Not the same DNA that you might think. It doesn't change anything about the car, but it also does give you the right driving mode, right?
That's correct. So we have a DNA, so dynamic, natural, and all-weather. There are 3 different modes that the car or that the selector gives you. We also have a race mode that takes dynamic further. And really, for the audience here who really would care, dynamic escalates the car's capability. And what I mean by that is it really transforms the personality in the sense that the throttle is more responsive. The transmission shifts are more aggressive. The brakes are pre-filled, so they grab even quicker. The stability is cut back, so you can have a little bit more fun with the car. And obviously, if we take it to race mode, the car is truly at the hands of the driver. So stability is completely off. Everything is at its highest level of responsiveness and performance. So yes, and in the days that maybe it's inclement outside and the roadway's a little bit, you can put it in all weather and the car will shift up for you and keep stability on, and it's easy to drive around town. But for those that really want the most out of the car, the DNA selector gives it to you.
Now, the dual exhaust system, 2 options of exhaust on this. I noticed dual exhaust system actually bypasses the muffler to give you that a great sound, right?
Right. So one of the things that is that we noticed from the 4C Coupe is that customers want the racing exhaust option. And this is an exhaust system that doesn't have a muffler. And instead of a muffler, we have some unique asymmetric piping that gives us that authentic Alfa Romeo sound that is very distinct. You won't hear this sound from any other manufacturer. But when you hear it, you'll be in awe if you haven't already heard it. And to take it further, actually, we're adding another option later this year, which is a 2-mode exhaust that actually will be controlled by the DNA selector. So for when you put it in dynamic or race mode, there's a electronic baffle, if you will, that will open up the exhaust and give you that full sound. And for those that want a little bit quieter when they're driving down the highway at cruising speed, maybe they don't want that drone so much, obviously you can turn it off. So it's nice. It's a nice option. It's a titanium exhaust system with carbon fiber surround near the tip, so it's really keeping true to form to Alfa Romeo and our lightweight use of materials. And so yes, 3 exhaust systems for
That's
the car.
Awesome.
Pretty incredible. Yep.
That's awesome. I got time for 2 more quick questions. One of them is let's talk quickly about the availability in Oregon. Are you going to have dealers here? Is Alfa Romeo coming to Oregon? Are we going to be able to buy these vehicles here?
So yes, the network continues to expand right now. Like I said, we have about 120 dealers. Our hope is to get well over 200 by early next year. And there are a lot of open points, obviously, in our network, as we're right now only selling 4C, which is a car that we build 12 a day for global production. So it's not exactly a mass volume car, but it's coming in time, the dealer network, to all the key markets. Portland is a key market for us, no question about it. And we have 8 products coming by 2018.
All
and
right.
Obviously,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's the big news today. The big news is Alfa Romeo's coming back to the United States with general sale cars. So we're talking about you are going to have a 4-door sedan that's unveiled on the 24th, right?
That's correct. So we're gonna expand the range to something more practical, but still true to form and Alfa Romeo performance and design.
We're waiting back for that with bated breath. New Alfa Romeos appearing in the United States over the next few years or so. Gian, thank you so much. Thank you for hosting us in California. We had an amazing time, and there is no reason that I don't have one of these cars. I need to buy one.
There we go.
Clearly need to buy one. Get on the waiting list. You've been listening to Test Miles at FM News 101 KXL. You heard it here first. Alfa Romeo back to the United States with a 4-door sedan and new dealers coming all the time. Portland being a key market for the company. We will join you all week long, 24/7 at testmiles.com. I'm Nick Miles.